Alright. I'm apologizing in advance because I'm trying to hold this phone and try to do this math problem. So here's number 27. It's 20y squared minus 39y minus 11. Now, as you can see, it's already in its form to be factored or whatnot. We don't have to take anything out like we did on the other one. So what we're going to do first, go ahead and set our brackets up. Okay. First thing we're going to do is take care of this 20y squared. Remember what I told you yesterday? What we have to do the same way I'm going to do this one is the way we took care of the one on the end, the negative 11. With the 20, I got to think of all the factors or the multiples for 20. And those multiples are 4 times 5, 2 times 10, and then 20 times 1. Okay? Because you have the y squared. Remember, anytime that you're multiplying exponents, you're really adding them. Okay, so it's basically, if you're taking this y squared, okay, it's y plus y or y times y. Same thing. So, put my y's here. Okay, and I'm going to pick one of these factors, although we already know the answer. I'm going to pick one of the other factors just so you can see how it's going to work, because you really have to do a trial and error. I'm going to do the 10 and the 2, 10 times 2. It really doesn't matter where you put it. Okay, and now I'm going to deal with the negative 11. Remember what I said. If the number is negative, then you're going to have a situation where one side is positive, the other side is negative. Okay, this is still another trial and error thing because you may have to reverse these signs. We don't know yet. Okay, now as far as the multiples for 11, you only have one, and it's 11 times 1. Okay, so we're just going to kind of stick them in there to see what happens, because the goal is if we can multiply everything out and it comes out to this, then we got the right answer. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down. So let's go ahead and do the FOIL process. The first thing I'm going to do is multiply the 10y times the 2y. 10 times 2 is 20. Y multiplied by y, remember you're adding. It's the same thing as adding. So y plus y is y squared. Okay, now I want to take the 10y multiplied by the negative 11. Okay, so that's going to leave me, because I have a positive multiplying by a negative, my answer is going to be negative. So that's going to be negative, what is that? 110y. Because you have to add that y right there. Now you have the 1 times the 2y, positive, multiplied by a positive is a positive. 2 times 1 is 2, bring the y over. And then, how am I going to write this? Alright, this way. So you got 1 times negative 11, which is negative 11. Okay? Alright. Now, we're going to go ahead and add everything. Nothing against the 20y, so that bring that down. Okay, negative 110y plus 2y leaves a negative 108y minus 11. That's clearly not what we want, because that doesn't match this. So, X that. Okay. Now, we're going to move on to one of the other factors. I'm going to write on this side. I'm trying to look at this through the phone. I don't like it. I'm looking at the paper, so let me know if anything's cut off. Alright, so we're going back here. Okay, to the 20y squared. We know the 20 and 2 does not work. So let's try the 4 and the 5. So we're going to put the 4 on this side and the 5 on this side. Okay, because like I said before, you have the negative 11. One side is going to be positive, the other side is going to be negative. Okay, and then we still get the 1 and the 11 on this side. Okay, so let's go ahead and FOIL. So 4y times 5y. 4 times 5 is 20. Y times y is y squared. Okay, now we're taking 4y times negative 11. That's negative 44y. Negative 11 times 4 is negative 44. Then you got to bring the y over. Okay, now we got 5y multiplied by 1. That's positive 5y. And now we've got 1 times negative 11, which is negative 11. Okay, let me, I probably need to to list these. Which one do we do first? This is the first one. Okay, and then I'm just showing you the FOIL. So it's 4y times 5y. That was the first one. Here's the second one down here, 4y minus 11. The third one is here, 1 times 5y. And then the fourth one is here, 1 and negative 11. Just remember that you have to carry over all of your signs. Remember, if you're multiplying, a positive times a negative, it's always going to be negative. Positive times a positive, it's always going to be positive. Negative times a negative, it's always going to be positive. Multiplying signs. There you go. And then we already talked about the multiplying exponents. You see that? Just a review here. If you're multiplying exponents, that y times y right here, you're going to come up with y squared. It's just like you saying y plus y. Remember, with the one understood. Okay. Alright, back here. So let's go ahead and break this thing down a little further. Alright, 20y squared. Negative 44y plus 5y. So you got negative 44 plus 5. Now you can do that in your in your calculator. That should leave you with a negative 39y minus 11. And as you can see, this matches that. So this is your final answer. Your parenthesis, first parenthesis, 4y plus 1. Second parenthesis, 5y minus 11. And like I said, because of this, you're going to have to, it's nothing but a trial and error process. And you got to go through and break down each factor. These right here, and just work with it, stick some numbers in there and see what works. Okay. And like I said, even with that too, you might even have to switch some signs over just to see. You got to play with it. Each problem will take you about maybe 5-10 minutes to do it if you're working right and going through all of your options. Because nobody, I'm gonna say anybody, but only special super genius people can just look at it and say, oh, I know which numbers can go in there and blah blah blah. Can't just guess off the top of your head. You have to work it out. So I hope that I didn't go too fast for you. If you need me to do another one, let me know. I'm about to send this to you via email. Alright, take care.